Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Feedback Friday. It is Art Edition. I'm your host, Jacob. Welcome to the stream. Just popping out the chat. Forgot to move a bunch of windows around first. Alright. Nearly set. How's everyone doing this fine day? It's November. I can't believe it. It's crazy. Hello, hello. Can't wait for a great winter hunt. Well, good news on that. Gonna be doing a little great winter hunt art today. You know, the first day after Halloween. Why not? It's usually against my policy to kind of like even think about Christmas and all that, like before Halloween's over. Of course, with how working on a live service game is, you kind of have to be months ahead. So, but for streaming stuff, I prefer to avoid it. I also can't stand going into like department stores or whatnot, and they're like playing Christmas jingles, and it's like, no, it should be Halloween stuff right now. Come on. All right. Anywho, so today we're gonna do probably a quick one. We are going to create a new set of golem parts. It's been a little bit since we've done this. I don't really have anything kind of major to kind of illustrate today. We're kind of like shifting between some things, got some things all wrapped up nice. So I figure we put a pretty little bow on this guy. So this is also something that I feel like the feedback audience is extra kind of, helpful for. What should this character monstrosity whatnot be? So open to ideas. Obviously, just start throwing some characters at me, and we'll see what we want to create. Dragon would be pretty good, actually. Just because we've had a lot of dragon stuff this past year, so I think that could be definitely a fun idea. We do need to make sure that it's gonna have the hat fit, the scarf fit, the arms need to work. But one way we could do that is like if maybe I'll kind of go back to base parts, turn off the scarf for now. Trying to remember how this whole file works. Little chicken. Alright, so this is, I think, my template face part. Grab that. And then for the legs, is this probably the top one is the base. Don't know if I need to duplicate the legs. Torso. Top one, and arms would be above the torso? Should be. That's the background. Where is it? Where are my arms at? Is it above everything? There's the scarf. Legs. Torso. Is it in the torso folder somehow? What is happening? There we go. Oh, somehow I just went right past it multiple times. All right, so here's our kind of base model. I think the butterfly wings are considered the torso. How did I do that? I think it was on the torso. Yeah. So we could do the same thing. We could put oh, that's an idea. Okay, yeah. So we put dragon wings, right? But then that makes it so that you can kind of, use whatever arms with it. That's fun. Okay, so I like that. Yeah. I'm gonna go to like the top. And here's where we can do like our sketching, right? So let's do a new layer. All right, so we'll give it. Yeah, I guess sketching with white is fine. Now they could be kind of like off on the side like that, or I could do more of a gargoyles kind of tucked in style, right? Or maybe they're like closer together. I don't know if it's as dragon looking to do it like that. I think something that will be important for it is having kind of like the talons kind of coming off of it. I think I might like the first one, which of course I erased. Okay, so we can mix and match certainly. Um, but yeah, this would be on the torso layer. So one of the other things that could come with it would be here. Let's do a folder for. Okay, instead of black for the sketch, let's use a blue. All right, we could do like scales and stuff, right? Maybe even like a tail coming off the side, actually. Yeah. I think kind of like clompy dragon would be pretty good. So get like not so scaly is probably fair. Just like a hint of it, or goofier dragon. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't need to be like an epic golem. It's a cute one, right? So more like the simple dragon pajamas kind of vibe, right? That could work. Yeah, mainly because I can add a penguin head to it. Yep, definitely. All right, let's see. Let's try that. Yeah, there we go. I like it. Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. Pretty good like that. Okay. Yeah. Sick. Okay. Um, in that case, I dig it. Okay, so do we then kind of do like dragon claws kind of thing? Cute little nubbins. And then like maybe the feet are like big clomping dragon feet. Maybe. Maybe. Or just little claws coming off of it. Hmm. I think for the head, let's see. I need the hat and scarf so I can see how to kind of like draw around all that. Okay, so the arms are above the head. I see. Oh, okay. I custom placed the hat on each of the heads. That's how I made that work better. Okay. Well, that makes sense. In which case, I'm not as worried about, like, oh, the head has to fit this way or that. Like, in this case, I could make the head kind of, like, extend up. Like that. I think we can workshop the head, but that's kind of fun. Something like that. Um, hmm. Maybe it's like, because I do want it to be like cute. Rawr. Okay. Well, I'm sold on how we do the torso. The hands, I think the claws are actually okay. I'm gonna look at the other sets of hands and see if that makes sense to me. But I'm definitely thinking the torso with dragon wings and kind of cute, kind of lumpy body, and I think the tail is good too. Um, I think those are all like solid. So I'm gonna move on with that. Um, One idea I had was putting like a Mythweaver head in as well. Put the little glasses and the hood. And what's kind of interesting is it would actually work with this dragon body. Although I do want to give like a dragon head now that I'm doing the dragon body, especially if it's like a very cute character. All right, so I'm going to knock the sketch down quite a bit. And we're going to go down to our torso. Okay. This is our kind of sphere test for rendering. I'm actually going to move that all the way to the top layer. So that way I can easily kind of turn it on and off. Alright, so here is our base torso. We're going to duplicate this. I thought I already had, but apparently I didn't. Dragon. Dagron. Dagron bod. Alright. I'll turn off the scarf for now. It's a little distracting. Hide those, hide those, hide those, and there we go. Yeah, the mythical frosty snowman. Maybe I'll throw in the Mythweaver head as an additional one. Just because I personally want to throw that on and like give him like weird kind of robot legs or who knows what, right? But it'd be kind of a fun one. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna do a layer behind the torso here because that's where most of the work is going to be done for things like the tail. And the wings, of course. I think these will be like, the wings might be ice as well as these little scales. I might actually turn off the sketch in but a moment. I think the fairy wings are ice, so. Alright, yeah, actually I don't want the sketch on anymore. Hide that for now. Let's see, I want a different background. Just so that I can see what I'm doing a little bit easier. So I'm gonna do, there we go, a little more neutral. We're gonna hide that. Yes, dragon snowman. Could have it be like icicles kind of forming off of the bottom of these. Okay, I don't want it. Well, if they are icicles, it would kind of end in fine points, but I don't know if we want that vibe. Like, I think all the golems are kind of soft and round. So although this would look cool, I think maybe we want more smooth, soft curves. Just trying to find the right silhouette for it. think this could even kind of almost curl around underneath. Be like a drip. Maybe. Like that's okay. No, I don't think I'm recording time lapse. I'm not. It's going to be coming in a little late. So I'm thinking I might actually just mirror this on both sides once I kind of find the shape that I like. And then I can do like little variations across them just to make it feel organic and hand formed. Okay. Also, the lighting will be different on each of them. I think that's not bad. I'll try sliding these kind of spikes over a bit. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I think the kind of softer forms are a little bit better than the like spiky kind of icicle kind of drip. Both good though. Both good. Get some occluded shadow in here on the tail because it's tucked away behind everything, so it's gonna get the least amount of light. Oop. So the wings are part of the body, so the torso, and then the legs and the arms are gonna be above those. Actually, I'm trying to remember if I know that Andrew made it so that the arms kind of do this a little bit. I'm trying to remember. Might be able to load it up on an internal testing server. Trying to remember what parts animate. I think there's like a little hop that the characters do. Yeah, I gotta get some parts in the test environment. Hang on. Get a better trap going. Sorry, I'm just doing some quick off screen, quick little kind of trying to get something set up so I can see how this animates. Because it might matter for the tail. laying flat. If the body kind of hops up and down, I might make the tail more of a curve. Alright, that should be enough cheese. Go over to Golem Workshop, make some parts. Here we go. Alright, so the arms do that and the head bobs up and down. That's one of them. If I do an upgrade on you, do you do anything special? No jump or anything for that. Okay. I don't have any scarves on me. Alright, it does seem like... Alright, I'm going to launch that. So you can't see what I'm doing. Okay. Turn that one off. Sorry, this is the most entertaining stream, I'm sure of it. Alright. Keep getting timeout errors. Okay, well, at any rate, it does look like it's just the arms and the head that kind of bobs up and down. So I just need to account for those details. Alright, let's get back to it. So I think the tail laying flat should be fine. Alright, so for the wing, I'm going to start by mirroring this. Okay, also I'm going to quickly make sure that there is no weird alignment issues with things. Should be fine. Cool. Alright, now... Actually, I should probably do it with the different background states so I can make sure it looks appropriate. Okay, so that's with, I believe, the hat. And that's with the scarf. Alright, so we'll start with it as the base. Let's take a quick look at these ice wings here. Might as well kind of make it look a similar kind of texture. Also, we'll do the kind of like the front scales and stuff in a second. I don't think it hurts to get the ice wings created first. So I like to kind of do the gem-like lighting on stuff like ice, where you have kind of the light passing through and scattering around inside of the material. So that, like, if my light source is the top right, I like to have the bottom left kind of like have this internal, very saturated glow to it. Also, I do need to think about, like, oh yeah, I need to make sure I render behind the hands, because when they're animated and swiveling around, it's going to reveal what's behind it. So I need to actually like hide those and render without them in the way. Make sure I don't like leave big kind of weird areas of unrendered texture. I don't want it to be spooky, so careful about how I kind of render it. I want it to look cool though, but also kind of cutesy dragon. But also I want this to look like it's carved out of ice, right? So another good way to do that, of course, is to get like a nice hard-edged highlight, but words are hard. Being that ice is very reflective and all that. Having it kind of directly reflect a light source is a good way to indicate that it is a nice kind of polished ice. And it can even kind of like reflect the torso a little bit, right? It's kind of pointed inward towards it. Also, I like the idea that when you have kind of this thin um, ice material kind of flat and kind of facing perpendicular directly to the viewer, I like the idea that you're looking through it. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to erase a bit of texture in those areas, so that what'll happen is where there's these kind of ribs forming, it thickens up, it's kind of curving the surface in more of like, you know, a diamond kind of shape or rounded. And so it's kind of causing the light to kind of bend, and you get less kind of a window because there's more scattering, more light just kind of getting bounced around. And so the nice effect that this should cause is when I kind of add different glows and stuff, those will kind of peek through those edges. Instead of it just being this kind of like dark blue, you get like the glow from the hat and such. I might actually modify those a little bit. The glows, that is. Maybe the colors could be a little bit more exciting. Also, where the kind of thicker spots are pointing directly at it, like they round out and are kind of aligned with our vantage point, might get a little bit of transparency through that as well, just because it's kind of the same thing happening. Okay, so that's pretty ice-like. I might get a little bit of extra kind of on the very edge, get more of this kind of like gray reflection happening. Kind of as that surface kind of transitions away from us, the angle of incidence of like our kind of vantage point is going to cause the environment to kind of like reflect right off those edges, as it's just like such a steep angle. Plus it'll help it to kind of read a little cleaner. Making those edges kind of stand out a bit more. Might darken some of the top parts of the ice just to add a little bit of punchy contrast, but maybe I'll wait until closer to the end to decide to do something like that. And get some kind of more reflections on the inside of it. There we go. Okay, I'd say that's decent ice wings. I might actually get a little bit more exciting kind of, let's see, glow dodge like an ice crack going across the wings kind of idea. Make it look more kind of, you know, just cool. Adding some kind of glowy, saturated light coming from it. Knock that back a little bit more. Can try add glow. It's a little more subtle. Just add is not quite as good. Glow dodge is fun. Glow dodge has a bit of magic to it. Oh, thank you. Don't want to go overboard on it just because I want everything to kind of work together. So I'm just trying to be somewhat subtle with this, but I actually also want this to be like pretty cool looking. Not that it isn't already, just there is a balance to strike, especially with dynamic things that interact with each other. Just got to be a little bit cautious. Okay, so that looks nice. Gonna try turning on kind of like the different background states and see what those do. So I think one thing I can do here is have the kind of the center of that erase away a little bit. Cool. It's got some translucency to it because of that. Okay, let's see how that looks with the different backgrounds again. Dragon Ice Wings. Alright, I think that's pretty decent for that. Let's pop the arms back on. Give it a little screaming face. Sorry, I just wanted to take a look at those real quick. Yeah, so one thing I'm a little bit worried about is like how well the arms are gonna be visible on such a detailed kind of like set of wings, right? Like they do kind of get lost. So I might have to knock down that glow. Yeah. Because so far all the arms are a little bit in trouble. I should look at the fairy wings, see how well those do though. Because maybe it's already kind of where that's at. Now, with them kind of like wobbling their arms might not be so bad. I'm going to group all that into one folder. Dagron bod. So it's easier to... Yeah, okay, so it's not as interfering because the wings aren't directly behind everything. So what I might do is I might darken the wings. That might help. Yeah, they do interfere though, so it's kind of already a bit of a thing. But not quite as bad. Yeah. Alright. Dagronic depths. Exactly. Hello, Aileen. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to try just booping the glow down a bit. I think that does actually help already. As cool as the glow is, I do think it just kind of causes a little too much visual chaos. And when things don't read well, then they actually don't look as pleasing. So I would rather it look pleasing because you can look at it and easily appreciate it than look absolutely epic, but also like, what am I looking at? Because I think those contradict each other a little too much. All right. So another thing I could do is I could also just add a layer on top of this and kind of go for a deeper, darker color for the most part. And then we can kind of let that color come back at the fringes of it. But like the core center of it being kind of really leaving room for the arms might be a good way to let this work. Honestly, with how smooth this is going, I actually expect this to be a relatively short stream. I'm basically thinking I'll just get a set done. And sorry, I got like a frog in my throat today. Pardon me. Sorry about that. I think I'll get like a set done, wrap up. There's some stuff I want to get done off stream, so. Okay, this reflection, I think I need to tone down here. So I think I can find the middle ground in here. I think as long as the hands are nice and legible, then we'll push it up as high as we can to that point. Overlay, you do a lot of good. That might not be bad. We get more color out of it. Yeah, I think that might be the way to do it, because now I think it's because we have a deeper kind of like blue. We're getting some good ice quality out of it. Yeah, I think overlay is a good direction for it. See, that seems fine to me. Let's test some other arms. So the penguin wingtips are just unfortunately aligned for that wing. I might tweak it. Like drop the wings down a bit or something just so they don't have that tangent. But again, like the arms are kind of wobbling around, so maybe it's not so bad. I do like it with the cat paws. It's pretty good. All right. Well, that feels way better. Like I'm not as worried about the legibility. It's not perfect with all of them, but I wouldn't expect it to be. So I'm happy with that. Yes, this is a new snow golem set that we're working on today. We're going to do a chubby dragon. Just wrapping up the Dagrun bod right now. Hi, Charlie. Thank you for the tail to the face. All right. I'm going to just give the same treatment to the... can leave that one on. To the wings... not the wings, the tail down here. Cool. I think that's fine. Don't need to go complicated with it. Yeah. Seems like a good hint that the snow golems will be back this year. I'd say that's fair. I like them. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're gonna do the kind of front portion of the body here. And a quick little way to do that would be just kind of the like dragon pajama. Actually, if we want it to be like a nice chubby kind of drag in, we'll have it kind of rolled up on the top here. Like that. I think I want this transition to be smooth. Trying to remember if the other torsos have to do that or not. Just so that the heads blend in. Nope, that one's got like a scarf thing. Yeah, okay, I don't need to have it be like a smooth transition into it. Should be fine. Okay, cool. Abs. Alright, good. Okay, and then on this side, we're going to have it kind of wrap down there. I think I might adjust the spacing on this one. I mean, if you're worried about spoilers, why are you hanging out with me? I'm the, like, known to be the spoiler streamer. Accidentally always revealing our secrets ahead of time. Alright, let's see. So do we get a little bit of texture going with these? Where the scales are kind of stacked like that. And one thing I think that could be kind of fun is, now when I was first sketching this, I was drawing like a bunch of scales on the surface, and I think it was too much. And there was a comment on that too that I agreed with, that it just wasn't kind of cute and, you know, like chubby enough and cutesy enough, because of all the, like, you know, like, oh, seeing all the individual scales, it just kind of changes the tone of the image. So one way to kind of like add in the concept of scales without kind of drawing them all and making it look a little too much is to kind of have the silhouette just hint at it. And then the whole thing just suddenly feels like it's kind of got that same texture. Okay, I'm gonna hide all the other bits. Legs, head, arms. Just because I need to render under these things, make sure that it all will work if things are animated out of the way, or it's like loading in awkwardly. Don't need just like weird gaps in the image. Also, thank you for the kind comments about my art. I appreciate you. We'll have that kind of fade out, I think. Alright, so let's pop the scarf on. That seems fine. Actually, should have checked that earlier. Make sure that the wings feel like they kind of sit under it, which conveniently they do. Excellent. Get the arms back out here. Seems fine. Might kind of like shift the neck part right here a little bit, just because of how kind of like smushed down those heads are often. Acceptable. All right, so what I think I'll do here is just kind of like adjust the light quality on these parts here. Just kind of make it a little more subtle. Do still need it to read at a small size though, so I don't want to go too subtle. Something I just need to keep in mind is the scale that this stuff is actually used in game. Does make a big difference. Okay, cool. Lumpy dragon. I could also give just a little bit more hint. To the shading here, I think could look nice. Just a subtle idea of like the scales. I think that's enough. Less is more. But yeah, I feel like that has some kind of texture going on, right? So we get like a little bit of glow off of the wings. Could be kind of neat. Sure. All right. Dragon torso. I'm pretty happy with that. Dragon bod complete. Also, let's give this a save. All right, I want to work on its face. The dragon head. So, I have a sketch. And it's kind of fun. But I don't know if it's the direction I want to go in specifically. Okay, I think I need to kind of preserve that neck the way it is. So let's turn on the scarf. So the scarf does go above the head, which makes this easier to pull off. But it also, the head kind of wobbles around, like it goes up and down. So I need to make sure that that's going to work. And I want to actually like lifting off and floating away, so it needs to kind of be the right shape, and the way the transition works needs to happen correctly. But if I just use this as my base and then I like extend it up, I just need to be careful about overlapping the scarf where it's supposed to kind of like look like it comes out in front of it, right? big eyes on the sides of the head. For that like extra cute derpiness, you know? Boopy snoot. Yeah. But something like that, I think is pretty cute and fun. I could even elongate it even more. That might be fun. Let's duplicate this just in case I don't like that direction, but let's see, what's the best way to do this? Because I need that head to remain as low as it is. I'll just duplicate that. Put that below everything. And this way I could kind of like make the mouth open without it interfering with the scarf, which was a bit of a problem before. Okay, so let's try that. I think I'll do the mouth on its own layer. We're going to go for very adorbs. That's pretty cute. Yeah, I could see its tail wagging. Cute little wagon. Okay. Looks like it's like playing with the snowball floating here. Pretty good. I like them. Maybe give him like a little nubbin whiskers or something like that. I don't know. It was pretty cute, huh? Alright, let's see. Sorry, just responding to a message at work. Alright. Give this a save. Yeah, I like this character. He's cute. Okay. Just give the little horns. Same kind of treatment as the wings. Okay, let's take a look with different backgrounds. Seems fine to me. Maybe it's a little too transparent with the wings right now. Might push that forward a bit more, actually. Use my gentle brush for this. Just a hint is all I wanted. Cool. Might not even be able to see that difference, but it was enough for me. Alright. Let's see. Give that a save. Now, question I have is like, what to do for the feet and the hands. Also, I need to put a hat on this guy. Alright. I'm pretty happy with the face, the way it is. So I think I could comfortably kind of smush it down. I do need to turn off the scarf real quick. But first, Dagron Noggin. Now I just need to make sure that if it's like animating like this, a little bit, it's going to be fine. And I think that works pretty good, right? Now turn off the scarf. I might transition the lighting on that neck, right? Yeah, I think I'll do that. Kind of smooth that into the torso better. Okay, and then if we do this, that looks a little bit better. And piano playing pose for the claws. Yeah, that could work pretty good. The kind of style. Yeah. Show off the wings more. That's a good point. Yeah. It's just we need to make sure that, you know, that works. But I think there's actually a set of hands that are kind of already in that pose, and I don't think there'd be an issue with that. So I like that. I'm going to flatten the head down because I think any tweaks I might want to do aren't a big deal. Also, this one I'm just going to get rid of. Very cute, but this one's good to go. All right. Dayground Noggin. And then I need to make a duplicate of this. Put that up here. Hide the original head there. Cool beans, and we're just gonna plop one of these on top. Now it might be bad positioning for like there's like a dialogue thing that pops down part of the frame. Like I might need to lower the head actually. Because yeah, I think, do I have a layer where that's kind of covering it up? I do have to check something. So this character here, if I go to the top, turn on those bits just to see if I can make this align close enough. Alright, so we got that one, and I think I just need those feet, and I should be able to align it. Robot feet. There we go. Okay. So now if I set that to like 50%, I scale it up to be roughly where it needs to be. Alright, let's see how much of a problem this noggin is going to be. Yeah, it's completely hidden. Shucks. Alright, I'm going to have to adjust that. Alright, well, let's do something about this real quick. Okay, so need to appreciate how much of this gets covered up. That would be a problem. How low do I need to bring this? I guess I can bring it like down to there. I just need to make sure that the scarf overlap isn't going to be the issue. I could like have it go off to the side more. Like that. That might work. And maybe playing with where the hat actually sits could help. Now, not all the dialogue is that tall, but the one that you're going to be using, hey, you might notice the word here, depths. And I think a lot of people are going to be sending their boys to the draconic depths. So I do want to make sure that this is going to, I mean, it could be stumpy like this. Right? And that still kind of looks all right. The hat still isn't really visible, but if I put the hat over on the other side, very adaptable way. That might be alright. You can tell that the hat's on there. I could kind of smush the head down too a bit. What happens if I just crush it vertically? Stumpify it. Just like really, really crush it down. It's still cute. It's like I do want all the detail to be appreciable. Be able to see the horns and such, right? Okay, I think if I do that there, that's probably acceptable. Could like have the hat hanging off of a horn. That's kind of fun. Actually, if I shrink it down a little bit and like have it pierced on the horn. Actually, I like it kind of hanging off of it more. That's pretty funny. Can shift the angle so that it's kind of like rotated back too. Let's try that just to see. Little AC claw. Yeah, the little talons of ice. I like it. Okay, I think that works. Manages to squeeze it in. Okay, so I'll need to duplicate that head. So this was the original here. It's very cute, but it's very off-screen. Okay, we'll move this one down here. And get rid of that. Give that a save. All right. Sorry, old Dragon Noggin. You were good, but don't work anymore. It's a good thing I checked that. All right, I might need to adjust the bottom of the neck, though. So let's turn off the scarf layer and go down to that. Should be the bottom of the neck there. Okay, and I'm just going to test it with the other torsos real quick. Seems fine. It looks like it's hatching out of an egg. Very cute. Yeah. So dapper. I might actually be able to pull in the neck a bit. Might be good for the other torsos. Just as long as when it kind of bobs up and down, it's not kind of vanishing. Now, to be fair, it doesn't actually matter because, well, no, it does, because I can swap torsos. For a second, I was like, it doesn't matter, you can't swap it with different torsos, but of course you can. Cool. All right. I think that's pretty solid. I'm going to quickly lighten up the shadow under here. And that's good for that. Give it a save. All right, and then we're going to copy the head. back up into the hat one, because the neck is different on this now. Hide that. Old one, new one. Where are you? At the bottom. Hello. Go up into your folder. Yeah, so we adjusted the neck and we shortened it. Right? So we'll get rid of this one. All good. Great. All right. Dagron noggin. This one's the old one. I'll just delete that. Don't need that. Okay, so it might get a bit of a clip depending on how high up the animation pulls it. So I might, well, yeah, maybe I should bring that corner down a little bit. Let's see how high up. I'm just kind of like looking off screen at the other animation, trying to get a feel for how much it moves. I think that's probably relative. Okay, I'm actually not too worried about it. If it does look bad, I'll be able to figure it out in testing and make a tiny tweak to it. But I think I'll leave it. Okay, done with the torso and the noggin. Cool. All right, let's get the arms done. Wow, we're nearly at 1 o'clock already. How did that happen? All right, let's see. I think there's the piano playing. Yeah, these are kind of piano playing hands. Somewhere between these two. The bunny as well has them. These ones are some of my favorite. Muscle Dragon. This one's fun. Dragon Knight. Okay. I think the bunny hands are maybe the closest to what I might want to start with. But I'm going to bring them out more. Or maybe like the hand should be kind of tilted out like this instead. Let's just try rendering them from scratch. Now, okay, so one thing we want to do is leave room to appreciate the wings. But I do like the idea of kind of like, I think in the sketch I had early on, there was something with the claws. Yeah, how they kind of flay out. It's kind of neat. But they might interfere with the wings, so maybe that won't work so good. Like if I do really kind of like chonky arm here, and then the claws are kind of inside. Oop. Should do the claws on a layer on top of that. That could look kind of fun. Especially if the claws are like almost drowning. Oh, just one moment kind of. Oh, I kind of like that idea. Yeah. Plus it'll be kind of like dancing if it's doing that. Okay, let's try that out. This is just giving a thumbs up. Okay, how to do this correctly? I think it'd be more like the hand is kind of like finger kind of turned in more, maybe. Yeah, if they're skinnier, it would be easier to show that. I agree. I'm gonna actually, like, what I had there for a second wasn't too bad. So I'm gonna actually copy that. Might have to do that version of copying it. And go back to the more kind of like stitch layout here. Kind of cute, fat hand with tiny nubby fingers. I think is good. Let's try pasting that. Yep. Okay, we did keep it. Alright, so I think this thumb is off. For this to work, hide that. Move these fingies up. Okay, and then okay, it's kind of got a. Just one moment, please. Took a minute to get there. But I think that's working now. Lumpify it a bit more. Thank you. Yeah, actually, I'm definitely going to have fun with this set. I think there's going to be some good pieces to mix and match. that's not bad. What should the other hand be doing? Okay, it is 1 o'clock, but I'm actually just going to keep streaming until I finish. Because I want to get this done in a single sitting. And I think we'll get there. I will share a Larry link, though. I actually didn't have on the previous stream that I did, so sorry about that. Here, let's get that in the chat. 1 second. Okay, copy link and paste. Turning the opposite hand inward might balance out the whole. Yeah, kind of like rotating the hand, and in a way that could like splay out the claws in a cute and like a way that it'll read well. Could be a nice choice. All right. Yeah, let's have them boop back and forth. Boop 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 boop. Cool. Okay. So I like that. I dig it. Okay, so now I'm going to try something like this, perhaps. right? It's pretty cute. Looks like it's like about to give a speech. Okay, and then we'll just give some ice treatment to these claws. Yes. A dissertation. In defense of me being allowed to eat hunters, I postulate but they are just so delicious. Oh yeah, actually it does look like he's gonna show off his hat. You're right. I didn't even think of that. Where are you? Down below. Ha ha. A look. A look at my shop. Isn't it dandy? Yeah, I like that a lot. It's very cute. So the legs are in front of the body, I think. Let's double check. I'm pretty happy with these arms. Dagron digits. Let's just see. Do I want to do anything else on those? Maybe give like a little texture. Seems fine there. Okay. I might need to adjust the transition on this arm here. Let's see. Oh, that seems pretty good for this torso at least. I don't think they go up this extreme, but even if it does, it doesn't look bad. Okay, cool. Fine with that. Gonna flatten down dragon digits. Great. Give this a save. Alright, now we just need the clompy clomps. So we'll go down to legs, and they are indeed above torso. Okay, so Dragon Bod, you're good to go, bud. Boop, boop. All right. Legs. Let's see. Oh yeah, sweet chicken feet. Sweet chicken feet. Penguin. Squatty dragon legs with knees in front of the body. Yeah. That could be good. I was thinking that. And like big kind of like floppy feet almost. Maybe. But like the knees coming out could be good. Strong legs. This dragon skip leg day. Double tail. Maybe the tail should be with the feet. Although, well, it's doable as long as the tail intersects and the feet go out in front, which is doable. So I'll think about that. Although the tail with the torso is good. I mean, double tail is interesting. There are mice with multiple tails. And then you can get weird things like this, right? Which is kind of interesting. Okay. So the penguin feet are not a bad kind of like basis for what I was thinking. Sweet chicken feet, pretty fun. I think I'll go with penguin as a base, but I'm gonna like make it bigger. Bigger and more dragon and more clompy clomps. Alright. And then we'll just need to do some part swapping. Make sure everything still works together, and I think we'll be good. Okay. So, duplicate our penguin feet. Gonna put a folder for this. Dagron. I want to say like knobby knees. Yeah. Toes. Dagron toes. Alright, so let's see if we like really get some knees sticking out here. And then make these more toe-like. But still good and lumpy. Yeah, if we do want to attach the tail to the legs, having them bigger would definitely make that easier to pull off. So we'll see if we want to do that. It might not be a bad idea. Just especially because the cat one does work that way. Makes me think there is a good reason to do that. Okay, I think I'll merge all that together now. I think I want the knees to like come down even lower. Like they're just kind of almost like resting on top of the toes. I want to get like some swirls or nubs on the knees or something. Add a little bit of lizard kind of texture to them. What one do we prefer? The like cute swirl kind of thing? Or the scales? Yeah, I agree. I think I like the scales better too. Okay, so we could attach the tail to these feet pretty effectively. That might be a good idea. I think I might try seeing what that will look like with the other parts, and then see what we enjoy the most out of the options. Oof. All right, give this a save. I'm gonna give the toes a little treatment. Oh, good question about the scarf. Yes, I didn't even think of that. All right, so, that actually might not work so good. Let's test that. Yeah, kind of. The hand like tucked in isn't so bad. I might just rotate the pointer hand out a little bit. Might be the fix for it. let's duplicate this in case I need to revert back. But good catch. I think we would have kind of discovered that eventually, but just thinking ahead. Okay, so I think that that will be better. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Like at the size too, it's like not going to be too easily noticed. I might take this thumb in a bit. Oop. Sick. Okay, I think that should be fine now. Fingers crossed. Okay, so that's all the bits, I believe. Let's turn that on. Try kind of doing some rotating. Seems fine. Let's try different torsos. See how the legs look on those. Gets a little weird with the belt here. And the tutu. So that I might need to, well, maybe just not soften the top of the legs. Might actually get away with it. That's okay. Yeah, it kind of messes with a lot of the torsos, unfortunately. But it might not be too bad. Like if I just kind of create a clean transition. And the tops of those. Maybe it's a little bit feathered right at the edge. But it's just a little more intentional. Okay. Alright, go back to the torsos. So that's fine. Yeah, I think the left leg, or its right leg, maybe needs Just a little bit harder of an edge. It's a little bit difficult because this is the one that we might have the tail connect with too. So I need to try and make that work as well as possible. Okay, it's fine. Dragon body, of course. It's kind of a starker transition here. That's okay. It does have the tail connect properly. I might shift that spike over because it's too much aligned there. Basic body is fine. And let's just go through the rest of those again real quick. So that doesn't have as big an issue anymore. The tutu is fine. It looks like it's just kind of like the knee is pushing it up, so I think that's good. That seems fine. That's maybe a little awkward, but it's fine. I might actually just kind of add a bit of shadow to the top of that leg here. Because I think that'll transition even better into the different torsos. Okay, I think that that's going to be good. Final round of testing that. A little bit weird on that one, but it still looks like it's just kind of pushing it up out of the way, which is fine. Looks good. Great. All right, now I think I'm going to try it with the tail attached to the feet. So we're going to go away from this torso, which I don't even think is an option. Go to that one. And hide the legs for a second. Gonna duplicate this just in case. Gonna hide that. and cut that out. Turn that off. Cool. All right. As long as that's outside of that silhouette, it's probably fine. Okie dokie. Now, tail, you're going to go down to the legs, which is up above, up to the legs. Boom. All right, cool. Now we can try these feats out with different characters. So of course we got our dragon torso. That looks great like that. And got our penguin, fairy wings, adventure. Yeah, I think I like the feet with the tail. It really opens up some better kind of dragon mix and match. I like that, yeah. Okay. Yes. Awesome. Okay, yeah, I think that that's the way to go. So I'll get rid of the one with the tail built in, just that one. There we got that. And turn on the scarf. Boom. Cool. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Oof. Yeah. So it does cover over this finger, and it's a little bit not perfect, but I think with the way the hands animate regularly and all that, it's going to be totally fine. I could move that hand down a bit. Get rid of that one. Duplicate it just in case. Turn off the scarf for a second. And yeah, if I just kind of shift the hand down, maybe even rotate it just a bit. Okay. I think that'll be good there. Dragon toes, I'm going to flatten down. Sweet. All right. Right. One thing that I did want to do for the feet. Just shift these over just a little bit more. So I could have another one just kind of peeking out a bit better. Because there was a bit of a artifact happening with the alignment there. Cool. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Give that a save. And I think we'll just kind of play with a few more mixes and matches, see what different heads look like on this. This one's very amusing. Might make that finger kind of glow more. Day ground digits. Get rid of the old one. Uh, Dallas. But yeah, this one I'm using the tail is on the feet layer because I think that will give us a little more kind of fun options, right? Like it makes anything into a dragon now. So I feel like there's more versatility with that, which is great. Okay, but I do want to really quickly tweak that finger just so that it reads a little better. Potentially, anyways. Knows, perhaps I made that worse. One thing I will say is this hand has more talons than the other more stumpy kind of claws, so I might make these a little bit more shortened and rounded to kind of match the rest of its digits. In which case this might just get shortened. I think I'll leave it at that. That is probably more than good enough. All right. Well, let's take a look at the time lapse. Not that I captured the whole thing, but might as well wrap up the stream as we do. All right. Well, a short, sweet one. It's a shame that like a lot of this potential is kind of like boxed in by the frame, and of course these are also viewed pretty small. But I think when you're doing the upgrade and travel to like selecting the location on browser, you do get a more kind of like detailed kind of view of the character. They're not obscured like they are in the kind of base HUD. So I think that all this will be out there to be enjoyed. So happy with that. But yeah, basically I'm going to have to do some exporting nonsense, lots of kind of like going into layers, adding height and these assets, re-exporting them at various sizes, and then there's a couple other HUD things I need to deal with. I really did like that long neck version. It's very cute, but it is what it is. The limitations are part of what I enjoy about what I do. Is there's problem solving that needs to happen. You need to kind of like figure out how to make something work with kind of like the constricted, just just the options you have to work with. Make it more. You have to be more creative with your solutions. I'm not good at words today. Anyways, it's about wrapped up. I'm gonna bounce as soon as this video is done. So thank you all for hanging out with me, giving your input and feedback. I always appreciate it very much. It's always fun kind of creating stuff that is, guided by you all, for you all. And there we have it. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the stream. It should be Dave next week, and it should be an interesting one. So tune in for that, and I'll probably see you in 2 weeks' time. Until I do, happy hunting, everyone. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will catch you all later. Bye for now. Bye-bye.